Looking for a nursing home? A state website will take you right to a report like this one, where you can find out that at this facility, no one notified one resident's family that she'd fallen and needed an x-ray on her left hip. If you're hungry for a burger, a different state site will take you to an inspection report like this one, and you'll know this restaurant was dinged for poor hygienic practices. There's good reason why that kind of information is public.
Who wants to eat at a restaurant where there are bugs in the food?
Miranda Spivak advocates for transparency in government records.
I wouldn't be relying on the restaurant to tell me that everything's great in their kitchen.
But when it comes to amusement parks, carnivals, and adventure attractions, like the Via Ferrata climbing course where a woman fell to her death earlier this month, it's a different story. While the investigation into Olivia Copeland's death continues, 9 News Investigates pulled 5 years of annual inspection reports for that company. They tell us only that if problems were found, they were fixed, not whether there were problems in the first place, or what they might have been, or even how they were addressed.
The reports don't seem to say very much, but somebody came to that conclusion that it was safe. And how did they come to that conclusion? That's the document you need.
But Colorado law doesn't require that documentation of those problems be made public. And Spivak, a former Washington Post reporter and editor, says Colorado's regulations aren't that unusual.
Really, since the Reagan era and the federal government, there's been a lot of outsourcing of government functions.
Public employees still inspect nursing homes and restaurants, but thrill rides are overseen by private inspectors, something Spivak questions.
Why exempt this industry, which frankly I think may be more risky to my safety if I get on a broken roller coaster than eating, a food that might give me a brief illness.
The Clear Creek County coroner told us today that Copeland died of multiple blunt force injuries suffered in that fall. Idaho Springs Police and state and federal investigators are working to determine what went wrong. It's not clear how long those investigations are going to take. Live in the newsroom, Kevin Vaughn, 9 News.
Kevin, you bring up a point, a problem, an issue that people are going to be looking at home thinking, all right, well, if the regulation isn't necessarily there, what do I do when next time I go to an amusement park or a restaurant?
That's the big question in the amusement park, Phil. If you were taking your family to, say, a zip line, there'd be great if you could go to a place and see how many accidents they've had, how many injuries, that sort of thing. And that doesn't really exist right now.
All right, Kevin, thanks so much.